You look over my shoulder now.
Yeah.
I want to welcome everyone here to the Lake House in Wasagaming. Obviously, we've all made quite a journey to get here, to say the least. I'm Ben Wickstrom. I'm old childhood friend of Derek's, and I happen to be now a marriage commissioner. So I'm going to perform the ceremony. I wanted to sort of give a little bit of a background about Riding Mountain National Park and sort of where we're at. It is a park that's on the Manitoba Escarpment. It sits atop the Manitoba Escarpment. It's 2,969 square kilometers, so it's a very large sort of national park in Manitoba. It's the largest, in fact. And as well, it sits on Treaty 2 territory, the historical home of the Anishinaabe people. It was also a little interesting fact, maybe not with the theme of a wedding, but I'll say it anyway. It was also the site of a World War II internment camp. Very interesting history. Learn more about it later. Anyway, we're here to celebrate the marriage of these two people, Derek and Hannah. And we're going to start off by saying, other than the people taking photographs and my wife who's taking video, it's sort of an unplugged wedding. So just absorb the ceremony as it happens, and we'll take it from there. More or less, we're just going to get right into it here. There's a few legal requirements with a marriage, so we'll start with those. We'll get those out of the way, and we'll have some vows, and we'll go from there.
Should I stand over there
Yeah. Come on over here. So I got lots of pages here. So, which one of you wants to go first?
For their vows?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I'll go first, and my dad has them in his pocket.
Okay.
There we go.
Go.
Yeah.
I'll let you get the microphone here.
These are the draft, and given the snowstorm, they're the final. Okay. It's nice. It's nice up and feeling warm all over. Okay. Let's kind of go right to the vows. I had another story, but let's share that later. Okay. Derek, I vow to love you and to support you through life's ups and downs. I vow to take care of you when you get sick. I vow to bring in sun and optimism when things get dark. I vow to be honest and open with you. I vow to work hard to grow our partnership, make it stronger for years. I vow to keep adventuring with you, to help push boundaries and cross borders with you. I vow to be faithful to you and to us. I vow to love you, even when you're a grumpy old man. I meant to rephrase that. I love you, and I vow to be your forever partner.
So here's the legal part. I'll just get you to repeat after me. I'm going to select my location here.
I know.
I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I do not know of any lawful impediment why
I do not know of any lawful impediment why
I, Hannah McDonald,
Hannah McDonald,
may not be joined in matrimony to Derek Robinson.
may not be joined in matrimony to Derek Robinson.
And then I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I, Hannah McDonald, do take thee, Derek Robinson,
do take thee, Derek Robinson,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
It's getting real. That literally is what it says in the act. You have to say. No other requirements other than that. I'm going to let Derek have his moment now.
Hot off the press, they were done over there 45 seconds ago. Okay. Hannah, your eternal optimism and unwavering enthusiasm and your tenacity inspire me every day. Just as they do everyone whose life I touch. And I'm so lucky to be the one to get to marry you today, become your husband. And I vow to stand by you in good weather and in stormy weather. To adventure with you forever, day. To talk you down in times like this. And, yes. To keep fighting, to do our small part, to make our community better every day. And to just try to live in every moment with you for the rest of our lives. And I vow to love you forever.
All right. Now for the legal part. I do solemnly declare that I do solemnly declare that I do not know of any lawful impediment why.
I do solemnly declare that I do not know of any lawful impediment why I, Derek Robinson, may not be joined in matrimony to Hannah McDonald.
I didn't even have to repeat that. Now do the other one.
I call upon these persons here present to witness that I, Derek Robinson, do take thee, Hannah McDonald, to be my lawful wedded wife.
All right. So this is the portion we do the signing during.
Those, I realized on the way up here that they're in a black folder in my book bag in the room. Thanks, Mary.
Why don't you take a seat, and I'll just talk for a while. Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Here. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, no, we're good. No space.
Oh, I will. Several pages of notes. So, I've known Derek since probably about grade 5. There's a picture in the back there. I think we won the second event, Bonspiel in Swan River. We've known each other longer than that, but you might be able to identify me there. Very strange clothing choices I made. From about grade 8, I would say. Like we both went to the same elementary school. It's about grade 8 or so is when we became pretty close friends. We skipped a lot of class together. Sometimes we would, it's your day to skip, it's my day to skip, that kind of thing. So we got in trouble for that too. I think Joe and Dennis know now. We played in a band together. I was trying to find that CD that we made. It's somewhere. I still have it. It's somewhere. It was called Backup Plan, which seems appropriate. I don't think that the teenage version of me would be surprised that I was at Derek's wedding. I think I would probably have been surprised that I was performing. So it's a real honor for me to be able to do that today. I met Hannah, I think it was at Christmas in 2012.
Similar weather.
Derek and I generally, if we're home in Dauphin, we both live away from Dauphin, so we usually try and see who's home and that sort of thing. And so it was nice to meet Hannah. She endured Derek and I going over sort of the late 90s, early 2000s, and those sorts of things, as we usually do. What I saw then was two people, I think, on the same wavelength, going in the same direction. And it's, I think, two people that I saw that could become partners. And I think that's what a modern marriage is. We still have these ceremonies, and some people maybe don't get married as much anymore. And I think there's still reasons to get married. And I think it's this kind of building a partnership, sort of building a team to have. And a good relationship, I think, has, you know, an attraction to each other. There's romance involved, there's chemistry. But if it's going to go the distance, if it's going to last more than a year or two or more, it needs to be built around a real companionship. Someone who you can tolerate when you're annoyed, someone who you can have a constructive argument with, or a fight. We'll just call it a fight. And so you can spend time with doing something that maybe you don't necessarily want to do because it's for someone you care about. And it should involve gratitude for the favors that are sort of done on a day-to-day basis, but also for the personal growth and the long-term change in yourself in a positive way. I think it's important to have gratitude for the other partner in that sense as well. And then I think it needs to have reliability. Someone who you know you can count on, someone you know who will follow through, someone who will be there in sickness and in health, those sorts of things. Someone who, I think, like I said, will just be there when you're trying to do something tough and you need backup. I'm reminded of not so recently, my wife's looking at me. Lisa likes to do a bit of long distance running, and just follow me on this. And she recently did a very long trail race, 25 kilometers, and which is in Maki in a provincial park. And I'll admit, when I woke up that morning, I was gonna sort of be her crew, I guess is the term for it. And it was not quite this bad of weather, but it was not great. And I wasn't totally pumped to have to do that. We also were trying to get the boilers started in the house and that sort of thing. But I went with her and sort of sat in the vehicle while she kept running around. She had a couple pairs of mitts, so I was trying to replace her mitts for her and those sorts of things. I don't know, it's a story about what a nice guy I am, I guess. It's pretty good in that sense. But I think that's what you gotta be there for. Sometimes you get up in the morning, you don't necessarily want to do what the other person wants to do, but it's important to them, and so you follow through and you do that. So that's my little, I don't know, metaphor, something like that. But I mean, I haven't even been married 2 years yet. I think the other thing too is, and maybe our parents are surprised at how long courtships go on for now. People sort of get married and after you've been together for 3 or 4 or 5 years, that sort of thing. And I think that part of the reason is we've heard these stories about marriages that sort of don't last, and just because you get married after 6 months or a year, it doesn't, necessarily mean you know what you're getting yourself into. And so I think, people of our generation like to put the relationship sort of through its paces. You do some traveling together, that's always a good test. You have other tests of of your ability to get through tough stuff, like wedding being delayed at the last minute. And so I think it's important that you sort of know what you're getting into. I think that you guys do know what you're getting into. And I think, again, the marriage itself, it's an important public confirmation. It's not just a relationship between two people. You're going to be out in the community, and that community can both support you through the sort of tough times that happen, and they can also hold you accountable and make sure that you're focusing on that relationship and renewing it and keeping it going. I think that. Just looking at my notes here, I should probably wrap up. I think they're a support, and I think that that's what we have here is a group of supported people from literally across the country, coast to coast. Is there anyone from like Nunavut or Yellowknife? No. Not coast to coast to coast, but still pretty good coverage. So I think it's important on this Thanksgiving weekend. We give thanks for the family that we have, as well as the family that we create. And in particular, this family that Derek and Hannah have created here today. So that's what I got for you. I think right now what we're going to do is we'll do the ring ceremony. Who has the rings? Ooh, it's warm.
It's warm here, it's warm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right there, it's fine.
This is the future premier of Manitoba there.
That's great.
There's nothing nothing legal. Anything you want to say? With this ring,
Wet feet.
we didn't work this out.
So with this ring, I would be this. This is a symbol we made them for each other, in Ingonish, Cape Breton, and we hammered them out ourselves. Which, you know, as time goes on, the bends will wear as the relationship gets smoother and smoother.
Oh.
That's a very good metaphor. That's better than yours.
What do you guys?
I don't have a lot. I haven't had breakfast. I'm feeling that shot of whiskey. That's great. And I will love you forever. I hope this fits. It's a little tight. Oh. Yeah, 2 hands. Yeah. Is it gonna go?
It's on.
Here's some Vaseline back in the room.
Yeah.
We actually had a bride do that one.
Doesn't quite fit. We made them ourselves. I want to hurt you on our first day as a married couple. Oh, it's tight.
No,
Let's go. We're mid-knuckle here. We're over down. Now we're on the downside. It's just like it's like a drive through the Narrows thing. Mid-knuckle here. There we go. I'll love you forever.
Alright. The next portion we have is the signing of the documents here.
Okay, Carrie and Rebecca, you guys are doing signatories.
We need someone to
I can take the, I think, yeah, you guys can hold the other two.
Do you hold yours?
Probably good.
We're all learning.
We're getting married, that's the important part.
It's the real deal, though. This is.
We cannot screw this up. So I think we just sign, this is important. So Derek and I sign here and here, and you guys sign underneath 33 and 34.
Yeah.
So I will sign.
Don't even have to think about it.
Oh, wait.
Done.
Okay.
I'll hold it.
It's 33 and 34. Yeah, everything's in order?
Yeah. You were supposed to do this, I think.
Yeah, we'll leave.
I'll fill out that.
Everyone here not married, drink the night before. Way to do it.
Alright, so come on back now. There's not really much left at this point. I think I'll just recognize everyone's parents. We have Jim and Marilyn McDonald here. They're Hannah's parents, if you didn't guess. Derek's parents are Dennis and Joan. They're here. Unfortunately,
Grandma Kate Hall couldn't be here.
she couldn't be here, which is too bad. But you know, the weather has thrown a lot of curveballs. We've come
So we
to.
can say, maybe we can all say hello to Kay and Al on the video.
Yes. Hello. Lisa will come up and wave.
Hello, Kay.
Hello, Kay and Al.
They're in their 90s, so.
Hi, Grandma. Hi, Grandpa.
I believe I've stayed in their basement during that bond speech.
Yes.
It's all coming full
It's
circle.
all coming full circle.
That's sort of the story. At this point, I'll allow the husband and wife to have a kiss, so we can get that captured. the newly married couple, Hannah and Derek.